So today comes an article on Salon.com that talks about the Supreme Court of the United States and why Ruth Bader Ginsburg is wrong. And how democracy cannot be restored unless the court is reformed. Because evidently, the Supreme Court has become a vehicle for tyranny. And it says that even if a Democrat wins the White House and persuades Congress to enact his or her signature legislation, the court will strike down or sharply curtail any important statutes the new president manages to pass. That is nonsense. They further assert that, quote, it is frankly naive to believe that the Roberts Court would allow Congress to expand health care access, reduce economic inequality, mitigate climate emissions, eliminate gun violence, or fix immigration. That assertion is beyond the pale. It's absurd. FDR tried to pack the court. Do you know who stopped him? His own party. Liberals. Not progressives. Liberals. Because it was wrong. I don't know when the Democratic Party lost its mind, but it has. And I am a Democrat. This idea that packing the court is somehow going to ride to the rescue of the Democratic Party is ridiculous. The only thing that will ride to the rescue of the Democratic Party is a sudden infusion of sanity. And they keep getting more insane. It is they argue against neutrality and I don't understand how any sane person could argue against neutrality when talking about judges. Obviously, judges have their own views of how things should be, etc. But if there's anything that is absolutely loathsome, it is the idea that packing the court is somehow a good idea for either party. If President Trump had proposed packing the court, he would be accused of being a fascist. I believe that Barack Obama, President Obama, said it best when he said, elections have consequences. Deal with those consequences. Win elections. And if you're putting forth ideas that are too insane for you to win elections, then you lose elections. It's very simple. The Supreme Court is part of our institution of government and has served us well for quite some time. The idea that John Roberts will not allow what this article is calling important statutes the new president manages to pass. Belies the truth. I would hope that we all remember the Affordable Care Act. It says that it is frankly naive to believe that the Roberts Court would allow Congress to expand health care access, reduce economic inequality, mitigate climate emissions, eliminate gun violence, or fix immigration. Let's look at that for a moment. The Roberts Court would allow Congress to expand health care access. Would not. That's the assertion made. But it was Roberts who wrote the opinion upholding the Affordable Care Act. In order to write that opinion, he had to do somersaults, in a legal sense, to come up with, well, it's a tax. Okay. But he did it. He was willing to come up with a legal theory that explains the Affordable Care Act in a way that existed only in the minds of few, that it was a tax. The problem that Democrats have with the court is that they fear that the court will uphold the law, the Constitution. That is not an argument that will win at the polls. And that is not an argument that holds water in any possible way. It's an argument that is completely based on politics. Well, you know, we believe this. So in order to get our beliefs codified, we need a Supreme Court that will place a rubber stamp on anything we do. That's sick. It's disgusting. If anything betrays democracy, that's it. There is just the latest example of progressive thought. Not liberal thought, progressive thought. And why it's bad and wrong. Anyway, have a great day. See you soon.